Hey friends, it's good to be back with you this week. We've missed you in the past week and we're excited for week 4. It's crazy that we're already on week 4 of our Compassion Camp. Again, we're glad you're with us. To start today, I have some questions for you. And I want you just to answer out loud the first thing that comes to your mind. Alright? Let's go. Who is always there for Minnie Mouse?
Mickey Mouse.
Who is always there for Iron Man?
All the other superheroes.
Who's always there for Harry Potter?
Hermione and Ron.
Who is always there for people who are sick?
Doctors and nurses.
Yeah. Who is always there for children?
There's a lot of people, like teachers, parents, friends.
Last one. Who is always there for you?
God.
Yeah.
Now that seemed pretty easy, but I'm wondering, what does always there even mean? Does it mean that you're always right by their side? I don't know. What does it mean to be there for the sick, or for the poor, or for your family, or even for yourself? Another way of saying this is being present with someone. If I want to be present with a friend, I might wait and listen and figure out the best way that I can be there for them and support them in whatever they're doing. Today, we want to be present with each other. Whether we're together or apart, God is always with us. And there are many ways that we can be with each other too. Today's song is about just that, being present with God and with each other, no matter what situation we might be in. So now we're going to go sing our song for today called Face to Face.
The lyrics for this song can be found in the Week 1 plastic bag in a document titled Song Sheets. It's a fun song for us to sing together, and in just a second, we're going to be doing our Bible study portion of the night, and our story is about 3 women, Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah, and they are going to show us how to be present with each other, like we've talked about, how to really be there for each other. So as we learn about this, and as we learn about how to be present with each other and with ourselves, we're going to begin with our prayer time. So you know what to do. One hand on your head, one hand on your heart. Remember, we do this. Compassion starts in the mind, but we feel it in our hearts. So if you repeat after me. Loving Spirit,
Loving Spirit,
you are active and alive.
you are active and alive,
Always moving and stirring within and around us.
always moving and stirring within and around us.
Please be an encouraging wind at our backs,
Please be an encouraging wind at our backs,
giving us open minds and soft hearts
giving us open minds and soft hearts
to follow where you lead.
to follow where you lead.
Make us flexible and present in each moment,
Make us flexible and present in each moment,
that we might embrace compassion
that we might embrace compassion
by letting go of what we expected.
by letting go of what we expected.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, let's hear our Bible story for the night.
Hi, boys and girls. It's another exciting day for VBS Story Time. I'm so excited you joined us today. Let's review a little bit about what we've already talked about during our Vacation Bible School time together. The first week, we talked about compassion helps us see and welcome. The second week, we talked about compassion helps us be brave. Last week, we talked about compassion helps us love ourselves. I hope you thought a lot about those three ways of showing compassion. This week, we're going to talk about compassion helps us to be present with each other. What do you think that looks like? Well, we have a great story today about three women that showed three different ways to be compassionate. I want you to listen and hear what they say and think about how you too can be compassionate. See you in a little bit. Oh, I am so tired. I've been in the field gathering wheat all day and it's been hot. I'm tired and just ready to go home. Oh, hey boys and girls, it's so good to see y'all today. I was hoping that I'd run into y'all. It's been a long day. But I have to share with you this exciting news I heard, this story I heard while I was out in the fields gleaning today, the wheat. It seems that there was this older lady out there with her daughter-in-law, and they had this great story of what brought them here. It seems that Ruth and Naomi, and there was another daughter-in-law named Orpah. And many years ago, Naomi, the mother-in-law, she and her husband settled in Judah, and they had two sons who married these two beautiful girls, and they were such a happy family. But times went bad and things happened, and unfortunately Naomi's husband died, and a little bit after that both of her sons died. So all three women found themselves without husbands. The custom back then was, if a man died and left his wife alone, her sons were responsible for taking care of her. Well, in this situation, both of her sons had died. So she decided to go back to her homeland. And in doing that, one of her daughter-in-laws decided that she would go with her. The other one felt called to go back to her family. So Naomi decided that she wanted to really insist that they go on and be with their families. She'd be okay. But Ruth was very diligent and determined that she was going to take care of Naomi. Orpah, on the other hand, felt that she needed to return to her family because they needed her. So the ladies discussed it, and the decision was made. Ruth would stay with Naomi, and Orpah would go back to her family. Wow, what a sacrifice that is. I can't imagine choosing your husband's family over your own. That's a tough choice to make. And yet, Ruth knew it was the right thing because Naomi had no one else. And Orpah knew that it was the right thing for her to go back to her family because she was needed there. And Naomi knew it was the right thing to allow Ruth to stay because she knew Ruth would never be happy knowing that Naomi was alone. Do you know how much compassion there was among those three women? All three of them gave something up that was very valuable to them in order to show compassion to someone else. Wow. I don't know if I have that kind of compassion, but I hope I would if I was ever put to the test. I want y'all to think about that, boys and girls. Do you have that kind of compassion? Well, like I said, it's been a long day, and I'm going to go home and start grinding on this wheat and everything, and I've got some more wheat in a wagon out there, so I've got a lot of work to do the rest of the day. I'm so glad I ran into you guys. I hope to see you again soon. Y'all have a good day. Bye. Hi, boys and girls. We're back. What did you think about your story today about Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah? 3 very fascinating women, that each one of them cared so much about the other that they were willing to give of their own feelings and show compassion for others. What a sacrifice that must be. When I moved away from Louisiana to go to graduate school, I had to leave my family behind. My mother was a widow. She was all alone. The rest of our family lived away from her. I was the only one that lived close. And yet my best friend stepped forward and said, "You go do what God's calling you to do, and I'll take care of her." And she did for many, many years. Anything that came up with my mom, if she needed to go to the doctor, my friend Katie would take off work and take my mom to the doctor. If she had to go to the hospital, she would call me daily and let me know what was going on until I could get there. What a beautiful gift it was for me to know that I could do God's work and stay where He had placed me, knowing God had given me a compassionate friend like my friend Katie. And I hope somewhere in my life I have shown compassion for others, and that maybe I have been able to help them in some way. How do you think you can show compassion this week? Maybe it's a grandparent that just needs a phone call. Or maybe it's your mom and you would rather be doing something else, but she has a lot of housework to do. Maybe she just needs you to set the table for her or pick up a couple of extra chores. There's always ways around us that we can find to be compassionate. I challenge you this week to find those ways and reach out to someone else. I guarantee you it'll make you feel good. This week you have another coloring sheet that you will be doing, and it's of 2 women, and it says "Along the Way." I hope that you will enjoy your time in coloring your picture and thinking about ways that you can be compassionate with another person along the way. One more week, boys and girls. I look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, bye.
We now invite you to bring out your coloring sheet for today that says "Along the Way," and it is in the week 4 plastic bag.
Face to face or far away, God is present among us. Listen to the Spirit say, "I am here with you." Face to face or far away, God is present among us. Listen to your family say, "I am here with you." As close as your breath, your beating heart, I am here with you. As far as you go, no matter the time, I am here with you. Face to face or far away, God is present among us. Listen to your community say, "I am here with you." Face to face or far away, God is present among us. Listen to your neighbor say, "I am here with you." As close as your your breath, your beating heart. I am here with you. As far as you go, no matter the time, I am here with you. As far as you go, no matter the time, I am here with you. I have love to share with the whole wide world, and I start with loving myself. When I take good care of my heart and soul, I have love for everyone else. I love me so I can love you. God loves me so I can love you. I have love to share with the whole wide world, and I start with loving myself. When I take good care of my heart and soul, I have love for everyone else. I have love to share with the whole wide world, and I start so I can love you. When I take good care of my heart and soul, I have love so I can love you. I have love to share with the whole wide world, and I start so I can myself. When I take good care of my heart and soul, I have love for everyone else. I love me, and I start so I can love you. When I Todd loves me, so I can love you. I have love to share with the whole wide world, and I start so loving myself. When I take good care of my heart and soul, I have love for everyone else. I love me, so I can love you. God loves me, so I can love you. 2, 3, 4. We are brave enough to love. We are brave enough to show compassion. We are brave enough to listen and tell the truth. We are brave enough to love. We are brave enough to show compassion. We are brave enough to listen and tell the truth. We can be brave. We can be brave.
We've come to the end of our coloring time. Like we've been doing, if you aren't done, that's totally okay, but we do ask you put down the colored pencil, crayon, marker, whatever you're using to color your blob. Go ahead and put that down for the day, and after, you feel free to pick it right back up then. Right when we're over tonight with the whole video, feel free to finish the coloring. Make sure to cut your blob out and to tape on the back to put the string for the week on. And we will now move on to the next portion. Thanks. Our craft, create and play time this week looks a little bit different, so I wanted to give some preemptive instructions so that you could be prepared as Miss Amy leads it. This week, we invite you to go ahead now and take out the construction sheet of paper that is in the week 4 plastic bag, or if there isn't one in there for yours, then go grab a sheet of paper as quickly as you can, and a colored pencil or a pen or a pencil, something for your kid to draw with. During this time, you will hear Miss Amy read a story. She's going to talk for a minute and introduce things, but she is going to be reading a story, and as she reads her imaginary story, as she'll call it, you are to draw the story and the details and what's happening. Just get things down as quickly as you can and try to remember the details. Remember that today we are learning how to be present. So this is helping us be present by hearing the story, listening to the details, and understanding what's going on. We invite you to get those things ready now.
Welcome to day 4 of Craft and Play. Today we're talking about being present. One of the ways that you can be present with another is by listening carefully. Listening and hearing are two different things. And today, you're going to listen for details. If you're fully present in my story, I wonder how many details you can remember. We're going to use our excellent listening skills by drawing what we hear. Here is my imaginary story. I had a really long day today. I was eating breakfast this morning at the breakfast table when my dad came in. And he said that we would be leaving in 15 minutes to go run some errands. I didn't want to go. I wanted to sit right there at the table, finish my cereal, and play with my pet lizard, Vanessa. I felt really frustrated. I'm sure you can identify. But I got into the car with my dad and we made our first stop at the grocery store. I hate going to the grocery store. We had to pick up some toilet paper, and you know how hard that is to find these days. Another box of my favorite cereal, and coffee for Dad. He has to have his coffee in the morning or he's a real grumpy bear. I asked for an apple when we were in the produce department, and Dad said yes. Then we put our groceries in the car, and we headed to the post office. You know how long the lines are at the post office these days, and you have to maintain that social distance at 6 feet. Sometimes the post office is a fun place, because I get to pick out the stamps. But today, there was a long line out the door, and I didn't want to be there to start with. My dad said it was very important. He held 2 boxes and 1 envelope while we waited in line. I felt compassionate and sorry for him, so I offered to hold something. He gave me the smaller box and said, "Thank you." Then we had to go to the dentist. I hate going to the dentist, and I didn't even have to have any work done today. My dad needed a cleaning, so I had to sit next to him and wait, and wait. I read a magazine about lizards while I ate my apple. The dentist said that apples are good for your health and your teeth. Finally, my dad said, "Thank you for being present with me today. I have a question. Where would you like to go?" I was excited. I knew exactly where I wanted to go. There's a park near my house, and that has an excellent climbing tree. Dad took me to the park so I could climb the tree and play for a while. He even climbed the tree with me. It was a long day, but I'm glad we got to spend it together. I would just love to be able to see what you drew while I was telling the story. What did you notice about my story? What was the most interesting part to you? Do you ever get tired of listening? I know I do. Did it help you to draw out the details? If I tested your memory about my story, would you be able to answer my questions? When we listen to each other very carefully, we can remember the details and make connections. I have one more question for you in this story. Who was being present? Was it me? Was it my dad? Or was it both of us? Why do you think so? We have one more activity for day 4, Craft and Play. When we're finished with all our activities today at Compassion Camp, I want you to go outside and take a mindful walk around your neighborhood. Notice what's happening. Explore and discover the world around you. Do you hear birds singing? Are there car noises? Do you live in the city or the country? As you walk, use your senses. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you hear? Can you touch something? Are the trees changing color? Is the wind blowing? You see a butterfly? Is there something under construction nearby your house? Listen for sounds. Is that a bird? I know I can hear a train from my house. Feel how hot or cold or windy it is outside. Stop to smell the beautiful flowers you may have in your yard. Or is that fresh bread baking at the local bakery? Be sure that you take time and practice being present. Sit or stand and observe. Just watch what's going on. Then talk with your parents about what you noticed.
Thanks for joining us in the crafts, the create and play portion. Now we're going to move to our yoga or movement portion of tonight. So wherever you are and playing or creating, we ask you to put it down for just a few minutes and join us somewhere on the ground, wherever is comfortable for you.
Yoga began as a spiritual practice in ancient India, centering on bringing the mind, body, and spirit into oneness with the divine. This meaningful practice has grown globally, with people of all faiths and belief systems finding nourishment in different variations, a powerful reminder of how we learn from one another. When we say Namaste, we connect with siblings across the world. Breathing is the heart of yoga, and breath itself is a physical way to receive and release. As we reflect on the ways compassion makes us release, accept, and welcome, we will focus on breath alongside some basic yoga poses.
Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Now you can be barefoot or with your socks on. That might help you to move with ease as we do our yoga. But before we start, every day we are going to do a deep breath in and out. I want you to give yourself a big ol' hug, and we're going to fall over. This is going to stretch a little bit and get you warmed up. We're going to swing back and forth. Don't forget to breathe. Good. Now we're going to slowly reach to the floor and roll up. Let your head be last. Great. One more deep breath. And out. Shake it on out. Yes. We're ready to get started. And let's go. Welcome back. We are going to start legs crossed. Remember, breathing is the heart of yoga. So we inhale, receive, and exhale, release. So we're going to start with that. Get comfortable. Breathe in and out.
With an open heart, I am present to the spirit within and around me. With an open heart, I am present to the spirit within and around me. With an open heart, I am present to the spirit within and around me.
Great. Now slowly stand up. It's a mountain pose, stand firm. A couple breaths here.
In mountain pose, we feel our strength. We are unshakable.
Good. We're going to draw our hands up and over. Good. Now slowly bring them to your knees and head up. Breathe in and out.
We prepare and focus our eyes forward.
Good. Now we're going to slowly stand up back to mountain pose. We're going to turn to the side here. Slide our right foot forward and then go into a lunge here. Good. Now we're going to reach our right foot down on the inside of that foot and our left foot over.
The spirit stretches us and opens us to new flexibility.
Good. Now we're going to bring our arm down between our feet or between our hands and we're going to straighten that leg.
When we are open and flexible, we see the world in a new way.
Good. Slowly come up. We're going to slide that foot back in, so put your weight on the back foot. to the front again. Side. Slide that left foot forward and go into the lunge. And down.
The Spirit stretches and opens us to new flexibility.
Arm down. And straighten that leg. And head down.
When we are open and flexible, we see the world in a new way.
Don't forget to breathe. Slowly come up. We're going to put our weight on the back and slide this foot in to the front. And back to mountain pose. Standing firm. We're going to raise our arms. Breathe in and out. Namaste. The light in me sees the light in you. Great, great job. You're doing so good. See you next time. Welcome back, everyone. I'm so glad to see your smiling faces again. How was your 4th day of Compassion Camp?
I'll be honest, it was a lot of fun. It was great.
I'm so glad. We've learned a lot about compassion in these last few days of VBS. Remember, this is compassion. I see your hurt, I feel your hurt with you, and I help to ease that hurt. Compassion also helps us see and welcome other people, and it helps us be brave. We also learned that it's important to love and care for ourselves too. Today we explored what it looks like to be present with each other through the story of Ruth, Orpah, and Naomi. When Naomi lost her husband and her 2 sons, and Ruth and Orpah lost their husbands, they were each faced with this very difficult decision of whether they would stay or go, and they had to each figure out what was the best direction for them to go in. But they each showed compassion to each other, and they also each received compassion. Naomi showed compassion to Ruth and Orpah by giving them the option of going back to their families. Ruth showed compassion by choosing to stay with Naomi after they had just gone through this difficult time. And Orpah showed compassion by returning to her family and helping them. See, as we can see in this story, compassion goes both ways. Each of the women in this story could make their decision because of the compassion that they had received.
So just a few questions for us to ponder, for you to ponder now and later. First one, as we've talked about tonight, what does it mean to really be there for someone? What does it mean to really be present with someone? The next ones are about our Bible story. How was Ruth there for Naomi? How were Ruth and Naomi there for Orpah? And how do you think Orpah and her family felt when she came home? The last question is one specifically for you individually. How have you been present with a friend or with a family member, a parent or a grown-up or sibling? What's one practical example of a way that you have been present with someone? As you think about that, we are going to sing our song together again, titled Face to Face.
Face
story of Ruth, Orpah, and Naomi showed us all types of compassion and a lot of what we've learned over this entire month, right? It was about seeing one another. It was about being present with one another. It was about being brave, trusting, and listening to their hearts. It was really about them being there for each other. And that's a key to compassion. When we are open and present with someone, we wait for them. We listen really carefully. We ask them how we can best support them. We don't just assume we know the right answer, but we ask them what we can do. When we show up for people like this, we are offering compassion to them. And when other people show up for us like that, we are receiving compassion. And that makes us want to give it even more. It's this endless cycle. So these three women that we read about shared compassion in a really hard situation. And they showed us how we can give and receive compassion too.
So like we always do, let's close in the same way that we opened today. So place one hand on your heads and one hand on your hearts. Just remember, we're doing this because compassion happens in our brains, but we feel it in our hearts. So repeat after me. Loving Spirit,
Loving Spirit,
you are active and alive,
you are active and alive,
always moving and stirring within and around us.
always moving and stirring within and around us.
Please be an encouraging wind at our backs,
Please be an encouraging wind at our backs,
giving us open minds and soft hearts,
giving us open minds and soft hearts,
to follow where you lead.
to follow where you lead.
Make us flexible and present in each moment,
Make us flexible and present in each moment,
that we might embrace compassion
that we might embrace compassion
by letting go of what we expected.
by letting go of what we expected.
Amen.
Amen. Y'all, as always, thank you for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed our 4th week of Compassion Camp. Next week is our 5th and final week, and we're incredibly sad, but we're excited to spend just a little bit more time together in this way. Parents, families, guardians in the room, make sure you look at the Compassion in Action activities that are in the plastic bags, the daily examine cards, the coloring pages. Feel free to do all of that. Make the hanging garlands with the coloring pages that we worked on during it. We're excited for this. And thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.
Face to face or far away, God is present among us. Listen to the Spirit say, I am here with you. Face to face or far away, God is present among us. Listen to your family say, I am here with you. As close as your breath, your beating heart, I am here with you. As far as you go, no matter the time, I am here with you. Face to face or far away, God is present among us. Listen to your community say, I am here with you. Face to face or far away, God is present among us. Listen to your neighbor say, I am here with you. As close as your breath, your beating heart, I am here with you. As far as you go, no matter the time, I am here with you. As far